Welcome to In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with BN and our community.
Welcome. Good afternoon, evening, or morning. Welcome to In the Cut, the show that gets you up close and personal with Black non-believers in our community. My name is Edith Gray, and I am your host for the show today. If you are new to the channel, a little bit about us. In the Cut is a production of Black Non-Believers, a 501c3 organization. Headquartered in the Atlanta area, we connect with Blacks and other allies who are living free of religion and might otherwise be shunned by family and friends by providing a caring and informative and friendly community. Instead of accepting dogma, we determine truth and morality through reason and evidence. The mission of Black Non-Believers is to provide secular fellowship, nurture and support non-believers in coming out. We encourage pride in non-religious identities. We educate the public on what do we educate the public on? We educate the public on the history and the current state of non-belief in the Black community. We organize events and charitable causes. You can find us at BlackNonbelievers.org. BN, we welcome all, regardless of age, gender identity, national origin, or racial identity. However, our content and our work is about presenting and prioritizing Black non-religious voices. So at this time, I would like to welcome our founder and president of Black Non-Believers, Mandisa Thomas, to the show. Hey, Mandisa.
Hey, what's going on, Edith? I am doing okay. I am, it's the end of the year. And so we got a lot to get in. We are and then we just wrapped up BN SeaCon, which we will be talking. We saw something very interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have so much fun talking about that, Edith. This was your first SeaCon with us. We've been talking about it all year, and so yeah, this is just gonna be great. So yesterday, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it wasn't just hype all year. I've been talking about this conference. It's real.
Right.
So
yes, and so there was a YouTube clip that I was linked to, we were linked to through our BN Instagram account yesterday. So there is a channel called Crash Course, which is and it actually has like 16.1 million followers, which I was like, wow, that's even bigger than like Jubilee. And someone had told me that we were mentioned on the episode about atheism. And I guess they're doing a series about Crash Course on Religions. So I asked through our account, is there a link to share? Because I never heard of the show. So we had, so the person who told me about it actually linked us to it. They sent the link via inbox. And for those who haven't seen it, I'm going to share it here because I think it's good. I reshared it on our YouTube channel. And for people to check out, it's a picture of us from the 2017 American Atheist Convention where we were tabling. But they were talking about atheism and community organizations and like advocacy organizations. And I really like the way this clip was put together. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but apparently it had like 92, almost 100,000 views in like 3 days. So I really appreciated the fact that our faces were visible. The logo of Black Non-Believers was visible on this channel. And it really goes in line with, and I'm glad that it was done at this time of the year, because this is a time of the year where, every organization is fundraising. We appreciate everyone who donated on Giving Tuesday. And of course, it's the end of the year, so you can donate to us anytime. But the end of the year is crucial for many organizations, ours included, for fundraising and preparing for, the new year. So I really appreciated seeing us on in that clip. And it was just really, really cool. It's called "Is Atheism a Religion?" And it's a crash course.
Mm-hmm.
The channel is called Crash Course. It's like an 11-minute clip, close to 12 minutes, and it's really, really good. I really want to start. I really want to check out the other episodes in the series. So I was like, wow, okay, this is great that we were mentioned in such a way that can be shared, and it's shared with a wide audience so that people can actually see us. And I commented in the chat that we appreciate the feature. I invited people to check out our channel. I invited people to visit our website, and of course, to support the work, which is ongoing. So yeah, I thought that was just really a really, really great clip. And just the way he put the information together was just fantastic in explaining what atheism is, or what in a history of atheism, as well as he had someone with a joke call. I'm not going to give it away. It's a really good watch. So if you can, for everyone who is watching and who will watch later, do check out that clip. Is Atheism a Religion? From the Crash Course channel. It's been linked in the chat. So yeah, it was. I highly recommend just definitely checking it out.
So yeah, that was interesting that you said that they have even more watchers or more followers than the Jubilee group, which they have a pretty wide reach. So this is really great news to find out. It's interesting how the algorithms send people different things. So thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that.
Yeah, it was great. And yeah, I do highly recommend it. And speaking of fundraising and donating, again, we are encouraging everyone to support our end of year efforts. We really, really have some great things coming up for 2025, even though we are watching this current administration and how we could possibly be impacted as an organization if certain powers that be get their way, which will impact us as an organization. It will impact our community. It will definitely impact our members. So we're trying to gear up now, not trying to prepare for war, so to speak, but preparing for what could come in the future.
Right. And it's just really, it's not that we're preparing for war necessarily, but it'll be a fight just to continue to support and keep that level of support, and keep that level of support going, and try to enhance that support. And that's why the donations are really important. It doesn't matter, whatever amounts are comfortable for you, it will be much greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. We always try to do a $5,000 minimum for, we have a $5,000 goal for our summer campaigns, for our end of year campaigns, and even for I try to do every year for my birthday in the hundreds amount. So this year was 4,800. And really the things that we do are we really need much more than that. That's nominal. I think it's nominal to ask for, considering the work that we do. And we do have some really good things coming that will keep folks engaged and more active, and that will enhance and improve our support, the support that we give for our members and our viewers and supporters. So we're looking forward to just to the future. And for those of you who who donate via PayPal or Cashapp, or even through Superchats on YouTube, that was absolutely fantastic for that was, it was great that we got our channel monetized this year finally. So but there's a way that people can donate, which has been available for some time, but we just never thought to broadcast it. So you can donate to us via Zelle. And it's a free service if you have it available through your bank. You can Zelle us at donations@BlackNonbelievers.org. And it's a free service. And we get the notifications of everyone who does send support through all platforms. And we always say thank you, and we always appreciate those who do. So, but yes, you can. We're finally going to start saying, hey, you can Zelle us. I'm looking into like doing Venmo for us as well, but definitely Zelle. You can Zelle Black Nonbelievers at our email address for those who would like to donate that way, and you don't want to do PayPal, or you don't want to do Cashapp, or if those aren't viable for you, then you can definitely Zelle us donations. So please do take advantage of that feature. We certainly can use it, and we certainly do appreciate it. So that is my spiel for and I just definitely want to say thank you to everyone who is tuning in today and who has tuned in all year. Yes, this is, and I so appreciate Edith for coming on board and being our host. She has been absolutely fantastic. And this has just been really, really great. And so with that, we are going to get into our highlights from BN SeaCon 2024, which just concluded a couple of days ago. Yes.
Sorry, I have to hype
absolutely. The crowd. So yes, love it. Yes. So for those of you who, we've been talking about BN SeaCon all year, and we appreciate everyone who was on board for this year's cruise. This year we were on the Independence of the Seas. We sailed. We actually started in Miami on November 29th, the day after the Thanksgiving holiday. And we did a pre-cruise reception that was very well attended. That was so awesome. And we got together, we handed out our shirts. These are our trusty programs, the commemorative programs that we have produced for every SeaCon. And we must thank our primary sponsor, Compassion and Choices, who supports this event every year. Yeah. Where and also these were our t-shirts, and I'm gonna upload a photo with some folks with these t-shirts. This was this year's t-shirt. We always have a special t-shirt for attendees and speakers with the year for every year. So we have and this year's t-shirt was white. They're always in blue. They're always in a nice similar to the sign you see here. But this year the shirts were white. And they look fantastic, and it was just absolutely great. So, I mean, I just want to and that was my first time actually sailing with Royal Caribbean. So it was a pleasant surprise for me, because we always do we always sail with Carnival, or we've previously sailed with Carnival for the first 6 SeaCons. So this was our first foray into Royal Caribbean, and one of the reasons why we chose it was because I really liked the ports that were on this. I liked the destinations. I'd never been to Haiti before, and so that was something that we wanted to experience, as well as the port of Falmouth in Jamaica. So. Yes, and I will let Edith talk more in a bit, because I know I have So this is your first SeaCon, Edith. Tell everybody like what you were anticipating, what your thoughts were when you first got there. I mean, just start
Okay.
Just start sharing your thoughts.
Well, yeah. So it was my first SeaCon. I had been looking forward to participating in the BN SeaCon probably, I'd say, years ago when I first heard about the organization, and then, got into a position where I was uh, working alongside Mandisa and looking at all the camaraderie and all of the bonding that was going on with this group. And it was just something that really appealed to me. And so I was very happy and excited to be a part of the cruise this year and look forward to going again the next time we go. And I want to also thank those folks who came from all points of the globe to be here. We had folks coming out from California, from I think Wisconsin, the Eastern Seaboard. We represented fairly well. So, but those who came from those further areas, I think Houston, everybody who came together to be on this cruise. I want to thank you for your participation, and it was really great getting to meet everyone, and also, the bonding and all the fun we had on the ship. Man, we were acting a fool, but in a good way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yes, but yes, and the conference
Yes.
was, the conference schedule was such that if it was maybe your first time cruising, you wanted to participate or do things kind of on your own, the way the schedule worked allowed for that experimentation to go on your own and do things, but you were still also involved with the speaker group and all the conferences. So we had some great speakers this year, touching on a wide range of topics that intersect with Black non-belief. And so every one of those was very informative and entertaining.
Absolutely. And so now I'm sorry, I'm gonna just interrupt for a moment, Edith. I'm going to share the picture that you just sent me. So this is of you and Deanna Williams, one of our board members. You've seen Deanna on the show before. We recapped SeaCon 2023 last year. And this is Edith and Deanna with our trusty BN SeaCon shirts with the lanyards. It was just fantastic. So it was just so great to see the energy of everyone involved. I mean, there's so many pictures of us laughing, smiling, just having a great time. And one of the reasons why I intentionally, so we do the convention sessions mostly during the sea days where we're not at a port, where we're just, we're on the destination to the port. Yes, please join us next year. We absolutely, yes, absolutely. And so we structure it so that we are getting, and you are hearing from activists and folks in the movement who, and also allies who are doing some extremely important work. This was one of our first, we had a beautiful conference room. It was the St. Thomas conference room on the Independence of the Seas. And just for the record, most cruise ships, if not all of them, have meeting space because they realize that there are groups on board. They also have groups for, they also have meetings for their crew where they are training on board. So there's a lot of meetings that take place. And so because they have shows, they have audiovisual capabilities to accommodate groups, meetings, conferences, and conventions. So that is absolutely a plus for us. And we don't try to keep folks at hostage all day. We get in some great information, but then we also want people to have fun. So I just want to show like the slide. This was the screen in the conference room where I showed the PowerPoint. This was the welcome slide, where I always review like things about the ship, things about the convention itself, and also some do's and don'ts, and also information about the organization. And so You get a wide array of information and just education on board. Edith, what were some of your favorite aspects of just like the convention itself?
So before I do that, I forgot to thank one person, and that would be Mandisa Thomas for organizing this wonderful event. She deserves a lot of thanks. I see her dedication. I see her commitment to this, and it should be called out whenever you think about it. So, with that said, yes, the slides were great. The presenters, yeah, I like Dragnock Mims
Yes.
presentation. It was
Let's pull up that picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because yes, I think some of the audience here today knows what it may understand or be involved or be online, and you go into some spaces where atheists are arguing with theists and all this type of stuff, and he's kind of somebody who's become kind of I won't say expert, maybe he is an expert. Yeah. And so he gave us some pointers on how to approach people online, or I guess you could use these same tactics in face-to-face discussions as well. But yes, very interesting ways to debunk a lot of unscientific, what's the word? Unscientific
Junk.
beliefs.
I mean, or something, like some of that
unscientific beliefs, and also conspiracy theories, things that just fall apart when you even poke at them with even the smallest bit of reasonable questioning. So that was a good presentation, but really all of them were. I really was inspired by Christy Puckett's presentation, and letting us and reminding us that we're not free until everyone's free. She does a lot of work with the imprisoned population in North Carolina. She's been appointed by the governor of North Carolina to handle a lot of situations with imprisoned folks and trying to get them free from being incarcerated. Specifically around pregnant women, I thought was very interesting. But yes, so that was another one that was very inspiring. I mean, I could go on.
right.
But you know what? Y'all got to come next year.
Yes. And for those of you who missed Christy on In the Cut last year, you can look through our archives. We did feature her live last year as a guest on ITC. She shared her story. She shared a lot about the work she does. She is absolutely fantastic. And Dragnot, he was fantastic. I mean, everyone was just so good. Yeah. Everyone was really, really good. And we actually had Candace Gorham, who is very much a sister to us. We've seen her on the show before. She shared some mindfulness meditation practices on how we can deal with anxiety, because this is a really, really important thing that that many of us deal with. And when people, like she said, when people think of mindfulness meditation, you often think of, something in the spiritual realm, and it doesn't have to be that. Many of us can benefit from sitting with ourselves, taking some time to just breathe and really get a better handle on our anxiety, which is something that we will need in the very near future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To that point, yes, it's not spiritual. It's not, like she said, it's not a bunch of woo. What we're doing is reconnecting with ourselves, the most inner parts of ourself, and the inner power that we have to bring about relaxation and peace. Because I think it's all within each individual. We have this. So that I really appreciate how she presented that, and yes, it was wonderful. It really worked. Absolutely. Let me see. Do we have any pictures from that?
I just showed Candace's. I showed her picture. And then we also had Chris Cameron, who you've seen on the show before. He's now on our board. He shared his story about formerly being incarcerated in his younger years to eventually becoming to eventually becoming a professor, tenured professor,
right.
and also becoming an atheist. And I will just say shout out to him and his wife Shanice, who are our reigning spades champions.
Don't get me started. Okay.
And I will just say that we will need to give Edith a tutorial on spades. Just we will need to give her a tutorial, people. For those of you who play spades, Edith will need a tutorial because yes.
I'm already working on it.
Yeah, that is how
I downloaded. I downloaded an app on my phone. I played it all day in the airport the other day.
But you got to play it the old-fashioned way. You got to play it with folks.
I mean, it's better than but I'm learning. Come on now.
Oh,
okay.
My goodness.
So what you're saying is I'm a minority within a minority within a minority.
Yes, because apparently
y'all gonna do me like that.
No, actually, there are, it's interesting talking about like Black culture and stuff, or just culture, period. There are still a lot of Black folks who don't know how to play spades now. And I'm sitting up here looking like, who made you? But, it's so funny. It's so funny.
Part of support group then. Black people who need to learn how to play spades.
Yes.
The president and
Black folks who are ostracized for not knowing how to play spades.
Oh man, y'all are terrible.
No, but it was just so much fun. Catherine on Facebook said she doesn't mind helping you, Edith. She loves playing spades.
All right.
Good. Yes.
All right.
You need to help her. Help her out.
We're gonna get it together.
Oh my gosh. That is such a rite of passage. But but also
before, but yes, it's just I'm rusty and never played on a regular basis. So
yes. But no, it was so much fun. And yes, shout out to Chris and Shanice, who are our reigning champions.
Wow.
We will need to find
you gotta
oh my gosh. Yes.
You gotta applaud the teamwork. See, these married folks, they know what to do.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And I just love the fact that both Chris and his wife are, they're both doctorates, they're both professors. And, she was just, oh my gosh, they were just so amazing. And everyone, we also had Teddy Reeves, Dr. Teddy Reeves with us, who is the religion curator for the National Museum for African American Culture. We screened the film God Talk, which we were a part of as an organization. And I was one of the people interviewed. And, I think that, there were some very valid questions that were asked about the production. But I think that for its feature debut, for it to be their first feature documentary and series, which showed the pluralism of religion in Black communities, I thought it was very well done. And the fact that they explicitly showed atheists in there. They showed the framework of Black non-believers and the work that we do and what the challenges that our demographics face was something that was very, very commendable. So and we also had Chanel Reed, who represented Compassionate Choices, talking about financial planning for end of life, end of life situations, which is something that we all need. And we also play name dropping, which we always advertise on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's it was fantastic. So just a quick to answer your question, Robin Webster, because I know we have Robin Phillips here as well. Thank you. So God Talk, the film will be available starting February of next year, because the museum is a public entity. They couldn't put it on Netflix. It has to be available for public distribution. So they're still screening it across the globe, actually, but it will be available on YouTube widely next year. And I have a feeling that once they debut it, that we will have more people finding us. What did you think of? I know you've seen it before, Edith, in Atlanta, but what did you think of the documentary?
I loved it. It was very enthralling to me. What was I going to say? Yeah, it was not the first time I'd seen it, but I felt like there were other nuances that I picked up that I didn't get before. But I think the stories, the stories of the different Black millennials coming from different faith backgrounds or creating their own path of belief or non-belief was really well put together. Yeah, and but the thing that that got us talking during the conference was that there was some sentiment that there wasn't enough representation for non-believers. In the outro, I guess they had featured, all of the folks that they had interviewed, just stating their name, stating what their belief is or what their non-belief is, and some there was some sentiment in the conference that there wasn't enough representation at the end there. I mean, it was, as Teddy had said, something scientific. It had to do with the numbers. He used numerical data, statistical data, to put together this information. So yeah, and if it appeals to a wider audience, I guess my thing is that if most folks are still religious, then they're going to see this film because, you know what I mean? Because if most people are religious and they watch this film, then they will get an understanding of all of the breadth and width of the different faith journeys that people are on, or non-belief journeys that people are on, Black folks.
Absolutely. And yeah, what I really appreciated about the film, and what I still appreciate about it, is that it wasn't just simply, people just saying, well, I just landed at Christianity and that was it. There were folks who broke away from Christianity. There were some people who were still in it, but or in their different, because they represented Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, atheism, like African spirituality, different forms of what, like religious adjacent spiritual. And it was very much a representation of LGBTQ folks within those spaces. So that was a whole spectrum that we really appreciated. And also just the fact that, because it was a project that spanned over 5 years, there were some of the folks in the film, which we didn't even have a chance to touch on, that one of the principals in the film, the last time we were on a panel together, which was at the Forward Conference in DC, he said, I don't know where I am now. He said, I don't know what I identify with. He was firmly a Christian in that film. But now he is just like, I don't know where I sit. And part of that is because he said a lot of what Dr. Anthony Penn, who we've called Tony, who we've had on the show before, a lot of what he said resonated with him. And that is a sentiment from a lot of the people within who were featured in that film.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in these spaces really resonated with what Tony had to say. And I mean, they love what I had to say too, but the fact that he really, really drove some points home, a lot of points home in that film. Mm-hmm. And that is resonating with those who are questioning, and even those who they're like, okay, yes, there's something that isn't right. Mm-hmm. There's something that isn't right here. Right. So, yeah.
I think this film is going to go a long way in just even opening the conversation up, because there are folks out here who really think they had never even thought about the fact that there are other religions to follow. Honestly, there's still a lot of folks out here who, just like you said, they just say, okay, Christian, that's what so I really hope that this film continues to draw in a lot of viewers and create spaces for folks to continue to question these things.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share a link that's available on the museum's website about the film and the series, because there are some vignettes and clips that you can watch on the website that gives you an idea. And there's going to be more, because like Teddy said, there was over 120 hours of film that was produced, and they had to condense that down to 2. So there's definitely going to be more.
Right. A lot of good nuggets that they'll probably present later on. Hopefully soon they'll be coming out with it. Yes, it was really interesting. So I'd be interested to see more.
Yes, and look forward to seeing more of us in their productions. Like he was saying, and like I've said, now that we are a part of the Smithsonian, the National Museum for African American Culture, this means that Black Nonbelievers has become a part of an institution. And it's not the type of institution that, that means that we are just simply corporate, or that, we become a part of this machine. It's that people can look to this body, that this museum, and see us in their body of work, and how we are reshaping and redefining what that looks like, what Black communities look like, and what the representation is. And yes, there is still a long way to go, but we are breaking those barriers, and it's important for us to present that in our events and in our content and the work that we do, because we are seeing folks, we are able to work alongside folks who aren't necessarily non-believers, and who are Black, who look like us. And that's always been a goal of ours. That's been a goal of ours, to be seen, and to help more people be seen in our own communities. And, so yeah, I'm sorry, Edith, if you have something to add.
Yeah, just on that point you were saying, our conference attendees included siblings.
Yes, you want to talk more about that?
That was a joy to see. We had, I think, 3 sister couples there, mine included.
Yay, yes.
Elizabeth brought her sister Laura, Lisa, and I can't remember.
Carolyn, yes, Carolyn and Lisa. Carolyn.
Yes. And you know what? I just love it that the sister bond is stronger than any little gripe about whether you believe in God or not. Yes. I love the sister bond. It is, yeah.
That was fantastic. It really, really was. And I have to shout out also Miss Tanya Willis, who came with her mom. Her mom is 81 years old, and her mom raised her. They're both non-religious. They were both atheists. Her mom raised her as an atheist, and they just had such a good time. It was just, and then Christy brought her family. She was there with her partner. She was there with her, and with all of her children. She had twin daughters and a son, and he brought his girlfriend as well. Yeah. And the fact that Chris came with his wife, Shanice, who is still sort of religious. She's still on like the spiritual spectrum, but she just so enjoyed being in that space with us. So it really was like a family affair this year.
It was a family
just so great.
I forgot about the mom and the daughter. Yeah, I hung out with them for a while when we docked in Haiti and got in the water. And so with Tanya and her mom, Karen.
Yes.
So it was a family affair. Hey, Cynthia.
Yes. And speaking of the port, yes, we missed you this year, Cyn. We definitely got to get you back next year. And speaking of the ports, I mean, Labadee was beautiful. Oh my gosh. It is such, I appreciated seeing the pictures when I first was doing research, when we were first doing research on where we were going. And I'm so glad that, the unrest in Haiti, did not impact the port. I mean, it's very well secure. It is in a space that is hundreds of miles away from Port-au-Prince.
Yeah.
But to see it just on, oh my gosh, in person, was just fantastic. fantastic.
I'm
Oh
sending you
my,
a couple of pictures of scenery.
yes, I am. I'm downloading them now, and I'm gonna upload them here while we are live because Cynthia said no barbecue in Labadee. You know, that's the barbecue is the name of the rebel leader in,
Okay.
in Port-au-Prince. Um, yes, that is too funny. Um, but yes. Oh my gosh, it is such a beautiful port. And I did a walking tour at the at the port,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just so great to like see the history or to hear the history of Labadee and how it was a fishing port. And the tour guide, who's Haitian as well, was saying that it, because Royal Caribbean is like private area.
Yeah.
And he said they actually help the economy, which, I can respect, because if it helps to where the local folks don't have to go all the way out into certain areas, especially areas that might be vulnerable and also dangerous,
Right.
um, you know, that's a good thing. That is something that we can definitely, appreciate. So yeah. And yeah, do you want to talk more about the port of Labadee?
Um, yeah, no, I just thought it was a beautiful island. They had zip lining, they had a lot of different activities. I chose to like they had a water slide. They had all that
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. I chose not to do much of that this time because I came into the cruise with injuries, so I didn't want to add to that. But no, it was a good time.
Yes. And then in Jamaica, we're not gonna give it all away because, again, you should have been there. But we had a nice time in Falmouth as well. And that was on Giving Tuesday when we were in that port. And I was having just a little trouble with the Wi-Fi there, but we were just it was very, very relaxed. And we promised that, there are some Vegas rules that apply
There
on
you go.
with SeaCon. There are some things that what happens at SeaCon stays at SeaCon, and you
I'll
have to
just
experience it for yourself. But go ahead,
yeah.
Edith.
No, I'll just say it was Giving Tuesday and Jamaica gave. Jamaica
Yeah.
gave. That's all I'll say.
Yes.
Had to be there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes, I love it. I love it. It definitely
Yes.
gave. Everyone just
Yeah.
had such a wonderful time, and it was just such a great bonding experience. Shout out to Ricky, Richard Callwood, who has come to every BN SeaCon, and we're on year 7. And we always have a shout out to Hannah Shawo, who came all the way from Portland as well. I know Karen and
Yes.
Tanya,
West
they
Coast representing.
came from California. Like you said, Todd came from Minnesota. Yeah, Ricky came from St. Thomas. So we have folks from all over to come to Miami, Florida to sail with us on BN SeaCon. And so it was just such a magical experience. I know we don't believe in magic, but it really was such a fantastic voyage. Come along and ride on the fantastic voyage.
Don't get me started.
But
School.
yes.
Anyway.
Yes, it was just so great. And yeah, Cynthia says you represent half Jamaican. Yeah. But yes, it was just, oh my gosh, you really, really have to experience it. And one of the good things about SeaCon is that, just like with any other cruise, we take deposits. You can pay over time. If you need flexible payment arrangements, you can do that. The payments are very affordable. There are lots of great dining options on board. And so it really is a very inclusive experience. It is something that, you should prepare yourself for. But yes, it is definitely worth attending, and attending with a group of like-minded folks who speak to issues that pertain to us, that provides a community that we need, and gives people that space to open up. And so I just really appreciate everyone who attended. And thank you, Edith, for definitely. I really am glad that you enjoyed it as well. And for everyone who is, I think there were just so many smiling faces, and that just, it was
Yep,
so
yep,
heartwarming. And
yes.
it was just so great. And we also, I have to say that Ricky, there's the karaoke, the ships, the cruise ships always offer like karaoke and different like activities. A few of us went to right. We don't own the rights to Fantastic Voyage. Thank you for that, Cynthia. But this particular ship had an ice skating show, and so a few of us went to that. And there was also karaoke, and Ricky became like a sort of celebrity.
Oh yeah,
Because he was apparently rocking that karaoke
he
on the
was
ship.
killing them.
Weren't you? You said you were there. You
I was
you
there
were
for several performances. I did one with my sister like the first night or the second night. But Ricky, oh my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
that man had the crowd hype.
Yes. Yes,
So
we love doing like
all types
karaoke. We
of
love,
yeah,
yes.
all kinds of entertainment, and again, we would have dinners together every night as a conference group, and after that, we would break off into whatever activities the ship had to offer, and
Hmm.
just to reinforce the fact that we were able to bond and make new friends as a group is really I think important. So that all happened.
Absolutely. It did. And it's just, there are people who make lifelong friends, and people who have made lifelong friends through meeting at BN SeaCon and through Black Non-Believers. And yes, you miss ice skating, Cynthia. It was actually real, it was great. I mean, it was a cool experience. I definitely enjoyed that. It was the first time I ever saw that on a ship. And it is definitely a again, because Labadee as a port was just so fantastic. Like, I would love to like go back there. It is exclusive to Royal Caribbean, so that is an opportunity for us to look into going back back there in the future. But I tell you, there was just so many opportunities there, and it was just so great. People are already talking about how they want to come back. and we've had folks who they came once, and then they come back again and again because of just that experience. We always ride the shuttle together, going to the port of Miami, and just see it, just going through downtown, going to the port, and then just getting there together, making sure we are all okay, and making sure we are all safe throughout the ship. I don't know what happened to you, Edith, but she'll be back shortly. But yes, so I highly recommend that if you have never sailed with us on BN SeaCon before, you definitely want to do that. We will have information about BN SeaCon 2025 very, very shortly before the new year. And so there you go. Yay. So yeah, no, I was just saying that, there will be information about SeaCon 2025 very shortly. And so folks will want to get their deposits in and secure their spaces so that y'all can just have just a wonderful time. Yes, we do have single cabin options. Yes, you can. And we also offer pairing assistance for those who want to for those who pay for double occupancy but don't have a cabin mate. If you need a cabin mate, we do offer that assistance. There are, and yes, there are single cabin options that will be available for you. So yes, definitely. And we also take sponsorship opportunities. There are sponsorships. Again, shout out to Compassionate Choices for being our major sponsor for BN SeaCon, because it is a community building. It is a community building experience. It is, and we do represent a marginalized community, and so this is very important for us. And so it gives such an extensive experience for people, because I will tell you that traveling, and I know you can agree with this, Edith, traveling to different areas and traveling differently expands people's horizons. It really, really does.
Right.
And it helps open your mind. It helps you understand other local cultures, other cities, and it really helps to inspire folks to get more involved, which I just absolutely love.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's about, having that exploratory mindset, having that, that willingness to go beyond your normal everyday, I think is a good thing for the human psyche. So, agreed.
Yes. So with that, we will get into our announcements. We thank everyone who joined us for this recap of SeaCon. It was just a fantastic. It was a fantastic event, and as always, we can use your support. We need your support at Black Nonbelievers for our year-round events, for our year-round advocacy, and for our work, and for this platform, for the guests that we feature, for the information that we provide, and for our collaborations that we do. So please do, for this end of year, please do donate to support our work. We definitely appreciate it. So with that, we'll get into upcoming events and announcements.
All right. Yeah. So tomorrow, December 8th, in Detroit, Michigan, there's a brunch and conversation at the Hudson Cafe at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can find information about that at Meetup Black Nonbelievers of Metro Detroit. And then in March of 2025, the Revival of Reason is coming, the Homecoming Oasis Event Center in Morrow, Georgia. It'll be featuring Chris Cameron, Candace Gorham, Nikki G, Durante Lamar, Cynthia McDonald, Mandisa Thomas, and more. Registration and hotel group rates will be available soon, and you can find more information about that on our website, blacknonbelievers.org, Revival of Reason 2025. I believe we did touch on this at the end of the conference, Mandisa, and that we're trying to get the Godless Gospel.
Yes, absolutely. And before I forget, I totally forgot to put this in the show notes, but it is in the description that I will be speaking with the Atlanta Free Thought Society tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's at the Atlanta Free Thought Hall in Atlanta. However, it is also available via Zoom. You can look at, if you check the show description, that link is in the chat. It's also available on our Instagram and on our social media. So if you'd like to tune in tomorrow via Zoom or come in person, please do come. We'd love to see you at the Atlanta Free Thought Society's talk tomorrow, December 8th at 1 p.m. There will be a social hour at 1 p.m. at 12 p.m. at noon Eastern. So come, engage folks, socialize, and then stay for the talk. I will be giving updates on BN and what we've been doing, as well as the upcoming Revival of Reason. So we'll be talking more about that. The link to register for that will be available shortly. However, there is now a tab on our website for, so you can look at more information. So I'm sorry, I just had to interrupt, but I'm sorry, I had to put that in there. But go ahead, Edith.
No worries. I'm glad that you did mention that. I know that was another thing that we had talked about towards the end of the conference. So yes, I encourage everyone to go out for that. So as far as events coming up, I think that's all we've got right at the moment. But we wanted to also remind everyone that we are still seeking new board members for BN. So if you are enthusiastic and dedicated and like to have fun while working, we would love you to apply. You can do that at bit.ly BN board member. The Godless Gospel Project is also still looking for singers, particularly tenors. So if this sounds like something you could do, please submit your audition tape or your audition in however form, is best. And you can do that at godlessgospel.org. And as always, we're going to keep you posted on social media, on upcoming events and shows. So, one of the things we'd also like you to check out is We Are My Dream Etsy shop. You can purchase your favorite crochet items there. Custom pieces are available. That's at Etsy shop. We Are My Dream. And finally, if you are looking for a great gift to give at any time of the year, I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of Name Dropping. It was created by previous In the Cut guest and new BN board member Deanna Williams and Jesus Reyna. Name Dropping is the frustratingly fun movie trivia card game. And you can click on the link in the chat to purchase today. We played this at one of the during the conference. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, it was a great icebreaker. And I may not be able to play spades, but I think I got the trivia thing down.
You weren't on the. Were you on the winning team? I think yes.
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
yes.
You know
Edith
what I'm
was
saying?
on the winning team for that. Okay, yes. You are a part of the name dropping champions. I'll give
Yes.
you that.
All-star. Anyway.
Yes.
But so yeah, I think we can close the show, Mandisa. I don't know if you had any other words to say, but
That was it.
again, we want to, thank you for tuning in. We're going to wrap up the episode of In the Cut today, and we really hope that you enjoyed the show and that you will join us again. As a reminder, we air every first and third Saturday of each month. So please don't forget to like this video and spread the word. You can also follow us on Facebook at Black Nonbelievers, Instagram at Black Nonbelievers. B Nonbelievers, and that's on Twitter or X. And then you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Black Nonbelievers Inc. Our channel is now monetized, and we thank you all for tuning in, supporting us. So find your local BN affiliate on Meetup. We are looking for new organizers, so be sure to complete the volunteer form on our website if you would like to start a chapter in your local region. You can learn more about our organization and make your tax deductible donation at blacknonbelievers.org/donate. We will appreciate your donations, and keep in mind that they are tax deductible. If you want to represent BN even more, you can get your swag. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, shot glasses, and more from our online store. That's at blacknonbelievers.org/store-2. So again, thank you all for joining today. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And we will see you very soon. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.